Hello and welcome to Lesson 10, Childhood and Adult Relationships, the Internal Working Model, the Continuity Hypothesis, and how it all really fits together. So, in this session, we're going to talk about the influence of early attachment on childhood and adult relationships, including the role of the Internal Working Model. We're going to bring back some research from the role of fathers and a few other topics to help explore this interesting idea. So let's recap the internal working model. According to Bowlby, the internal working model acts as a blueprint upon which all our future relationships are built. It consists of beliefs about yourself, how lovable you are, beliefs about others, how trustworthy they are, and beliefs about relationships generally. Do you believe in true love and lasting love and that sort of stuff? Based on this, continuity hypothesis argues that your attachment type as a child with your primary attachment figure, all subsequent relationships are just a continuation of that attachment style. So if that was insecure, future relationships will also be insecure. Well, what has research shown? Heart Up suggests that secure children are more popular than insecure children at nursery. Now, this could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that secure children build up tolerance of explore an environment more safely. They learn more skills, more social skills. Think about Harlow's monkeys. When the mother was there, they used her as a safe base and they could explore the unfamiliar environment more easily. What is more unfamiliar than a nursery? There are no set rules of how to engage socially. It can be quite a challenge. Lyons Ruth et al. In 1993 suggested that attachment type at 18 months predicted problematic relationships at 5 years. So that's really interesting. That's this idea that early childhood experiences at around 18 months are a good predictor of things that are going to go wrong. So maybe it's you do not build or acquire these core social skills at that age, at sort of 18 months, and that has an impact later on. Almost like there's a sensitive period for developing this, which is certainly what Bowlby believes. And Verissimo found that the attachment type between a child and their father was a predictor of how many friendships that they had in preschool. The relationship with the mother had no impact on this factor. And we looked at this in Verissimo's research. What does a father provide? But more unpredictable play much more reminiscent of the type of interaction that you would get at preschool, being surrounded by other children. Dads are kind of like another big kid that just provides that sort of soundboard to bounce off of. Further research by Moore in 1997 suggests that secure teens aged 14 to 15 engage in fewer risky sexual activities. Secure attachment can help adolescents develop healthy adult sexual relationships. And Feeney and Nola, 1992, investigated the relationship between breakdown of relationships at university. They found that avoidant attachments were more likely to split up, and that's because if we go back to their belief system, mother was distant or their primary attachment figure was distant, encouraged independence. Well, these people grow up. Do they really believe in lasting love? Do they really believe in true love? No, they tend to focus on physical intimacy rather than emotional intimacy. And then the key study in this area. Hazen and Shaver in 1987 placed an advert in a local North American newspaper called the Love Quiz. The Love Quiz asked respondents to get in touch. They shared certain information about them. So part of the quiz assessed their attachment type as a child, and the other part assessed their views on adult romantic relationships. A correlation was done between the two scores, and they found strong correlation between childhood attachment style and adult relationship. This suggests that the continuity hypothesis is correct, and that our internal working model acts as a blueprint for future relationships. Some limitations with this research, though, it relied on self-report. when questions are, how much do you agree with the following statement? I often want to get closer to others than they want to get close to me. Yeah, that's a tricky one to agree with, isn't it? So you might portray yourself in a positive light, social desirability bias. The other thing is the childhood attachment assessment actually relied on retrospective data. People had to go back into their memories and say, what sort of attachment did I have? Memory, as we know, is flawed, and therefore this is largely an unreliable method. Walters et al. In 2000 took 60 infants and tested them for attachment type at 12 months using a strange situation. 20 years later, 50 of the original participants were involved in a follow-up study. 70% received the same attachment type that they had as a child. However, one of the big things to come out of this was that life events such as death of a parent or death of a child was hugely influential in attachment type. Very few participants who reported no significant life events changed their attachment type. This is backed up by the idea of Rutter, Quinton and Hill, who argue that it is not deterministic, that actually people who grow up with insecure attachment can earn security by having stable school environments and healthy and supportive friendships. A bit more research. Freeney in 1999 suggests that adult relationship patterns may be properties of relationships rather than individuals, and that our attachment style changes depending on the type of relationship we are in. Imagine a lucky string of secure relationships might lead to a more secure attachment type. And Fraley found a correlation of between 0.5 and 0.10 between childhood and adult attachment. That suggests that this is a highly unreliable measure. So that is the effect of childhood and adult attachment. A type of question you could get asked in the exam might be this. This was asked a few years ago in the old spec. Discuss research into the relationship between childhood and adult attachment. Research means both theory and research. AO1 would consist largely of internal working model, continuity hypothesis, and Hazen and Shaver's research. AO3 would be an evaluation of Hazen and Shaver's research, as well as some of the additional research that I've provided in this presentation. As always, I hope you found it interesting. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you around. Bye now.